Hey everyone, it's LaDon. I hope you're doing well. Wanted to just make a really quick video to talk about silicones, the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? So in my videos, I've talked about the fact that I don't use products with silicones in them. And sometimes I've said, well, I will use a product with a silicone in it, but it has to be water soluble. And I've received questions like around those statements, like, why don't you use silicones? How do you know if, your products have silicones in them? What is a water soluble silicone? So I thought I would create a video just to talk about product ingredients, or a series to talk about product ingredients. And I'm going to start with this video where we focus on silicones. What are they? Are they damaging to the hair? How can I spot them? The good, the bad, and the ugly as it relates to silicones. When I first started to go natural, one of the greatest pieces of advice I received was to look at your product ingredients, read your product ingredients, and if nothing else, look up the first five ingredients in any product you have, because of course the first five ingredients comprise most of the formulation of that product. So you want to know what those ingredients are, and then make educated decisions around whether or not you want to put that on or in your body, or and also just to gain an understanding of what you are putting on your hair and on your body, so you have an idea of how your body or your hair will respond to it. And then when you buy other products, you'll be able to make better decisions about, I want to get this one because it has this ingredient, my hair loves it, or, I want to really steer away from this particular ingredient, so I'm not going to buy this particular product. Okay, so just to talk about silicones for a minute, I'm not going to get really scientific about this, but, a lot of the questions are like, what are silicones? So silicones is basically an ingredient that you'll find in your products. Find them in moisturizers for your face or for your skin. You'll find them in products for your hair, including conditioners, shampoos, elixirs, moisturizers, hair balms, milks, that kind of stuff. What silicones will basically do is they're in the products, and then you put them on your hair, and like pretending that this pin is a strand of hair. What it will do is the silicone creates a film over the hair, and that's essentially what it does. It creates a film over the hair. And so for some people, that's a great benefit, because that film will help to keep like humidity at bay. So a lot of naturalistas, like a little, silicone in their products, because they feel that that barrier helps to keep their hair from getting frizzy, or they experience less frizziness as a result of having the silicone on their hair. Some naturalistas say, again, just talking about benefits of silicones, some naturalistas will say that it helps to keep their hair glossier, because that's one of the things that silicones will do. It works with other ingredients in that product to help your hair to look and to feel softer and to appear, shinier or glossier. Another thing folks say, naturalistas will say about silicones they really appreciate and is a benefit, is it helps them with detangling. There are some benefits to silicones, and in fact, like during the early 90s, there was like an influx of products and oils for natural hair that were infused with lots of silicones, and they were really touted as being, the greatest thing for hair because of those benefits, allowing the hair to appear really soft and shiny, and um, and feeling really moisturized and that sort of thing. And what was discovered was, over a period of time of using those silicone-based products, the hair actually started to dry out and become dehydrated, kind of from the inside out. The reason for that is, imagine if you used a shampoo, right, with silicone in it. right? So you have film over your hair because you've applied that product, so you'll have some film over the hair. Then you use a conditioner, and that has some cones in it as well. Well, you put another layer on the hair. Then maybe you use your leave-in conditioner. Maybe that has a little bit of a cone, in it. Another that so now there's 3 layers, right? And then whatever your styler is or your oils, again another layer. So with each layer of silicone that's applied to the hair, it makes it that much more difficult for water to break through that barrier and actually get to the hair underneath. So it actually keeps, it creates a barrier between water and the hair and moisture overall and the hair. So that's what was discovered over a long period of time. Now, does that mean that silicones are, horrible and no one should ever use them? No, it doesn't mean that. Really you have to observe your hair and understand how your specific hair responds to silicones. Um, you know, there are some folks who use silicones on a regular basis. They don't care whether there are silicones in their products or not, and they're able to keep their hair healthy. And that's because, what we've learned is if you're going to use all those silicones, then it's really important to clarify your hair on a regular basis, whatever regular means for you and your hair. Because one of the things that will happen with that buildup is that your hair will appear flatter. It'll appear more weighed down. It'll feel more weighed down. It'll, feel drier. You'll experience, some brittleness, dryness. You'll be able to feel those things over time. And then it will also change your hair pattern. So it will significantly change the structure of your curls. So a way to avoid that is, again, by lifting that film off of the hair, and you can do that by using a clarifying shampoo. Okay, so the next question is, how do I spot, or how do you spot, silicones in your products? So there's a really, really easy way to do that. All you have to do is, whether you're shopping for products or whether you have products at home, all you have to do is just kind of pick them up off the shelf and kind of eyeball the product ingredients. So you'll want to go to the ingredients section of the bottle and just kind of eyeball the ingredients there. A really easy way to tell whether it contains any type of silicone, and we'll talk about the different types, but a really easy way to tell if it has any type of silicone in it is to look for words or ingredients that end in cone, C-O-N-E, or C-O-N-O-L, Xane, X-A-N-E, C-O-L, C-O-N-O-L. Any of those ingredients typically denote a silicone, all right? So that's one really easy way to check to see if you have silicones in your products. Now, there are 2 types of silicones. There are the water-soluble and non-water-soluble. Water-soluble means they rinse away with water. Non-water-soluble silicones, you gotta lift those with a clarifier. One easy way to tell whether it is water soluble or not, whether it will rinse out with water, is to look for PEG or PPG listed right before the word that ends in cone or coal or whatever. That's PEG or PPG. The Conditioner by Paul Mitchell has a number of cones in it, but they end, I'm going to try to show you this one. They end with the letter, or have the 3-letter combination I just mentioned, the PEG or PPG at the beginning or right before the silicone name. And that lets you know that it has been formulated to be water soluble. Now, there are numbers and stuff, and that denotes another thing, but like I said, I'm not going to get all scientific with it. But that's a really quick and easy way to know whether or not that silicone will easily be able to be washed out of your hair, okay? So when we talk about silicones that are non-water soluble, there are a number of them. I could try to pronounce them, but I'm not. I'm just going to list them here for you. And so when you're eyeballing your product ingredients, you want to look for these because these will let you know, looking for these ingredients will tell you if you don't currently clarify, you're going to have to clarify, and you're going to have to do it very regularly. One of the silicones mentioned here is dimethicone. Dimethicone, you know, for some naturalistas is a really tough silicone to work with on their hair, and they really have to clarify on a very regular basis. So if you see dimethicone and you don't see PEG or PPG directly before it, then just know that this is not going to rinse out of your hair, and you're going to have to be diligent with your clarifying, you know, process, which, you know, isn't a big deal for some people. You know, if you really like the product and you like the other ingredients and you like the results. But just know that dimethicone, I wanted to call that one out specifically because it tends to be challenging for some naturalistas. Okay, so there are other silicones that are also non-water soluble, meaning that you will have to use a clarifier to lift them from your hair. But these particular silicones have a chemical component in them that enables them to repel buildup from other cones, if that makes sense. So remember the example I gave you, how if you used a shampoo and you know you'd have that film, and then you had a conditioner with a cone in it, you have that film. Where these particular conditioners, which I'm going to list here, these particular conditioners are silicones have been formulated in such a way that they repel further film deposit on the hair. So you won't have as heavy a buildup, I guess is the best way to use it. They really do work to try to help to prevent product buildup on the hair. Lastly, there are going to be silicones. We're going to talk about water-soluble silicones. So there are actually two types of water-soluble silicones. The first type of water-soluble silicone is a silicone that is mostly water-soluble. Some curlies will experience some buildup with them. I'm going to list those also. So you want to be very careful with those. And then you have totally water-soluble silicones, and I'm going to list those as well. And you know, again, going back to water-soluble silicones, these silicones will, you know, with your, you know, when you do your normal wash process, they will come out. You don't have to do anything special to lift them from your hair. You don't have to do that ACV treatment or use a clarifying shampoo to lift them from your hair. You should just be able to do whatever your normal process is. I will say, if you use Terra Essentials mud wash like I do, you will want to make sure though that, you know, just for safety's sake, so that you don't have any mud residue kind of sticking to any silicone type deal going on in the hair, you'll definitely want to make sure that you do your ACV treatment before you use that Terra Essentials mud wash. That's just a tip because I've been there, done that. So I hope you found this video to be helpful. I hope it's clarified, you know, some of any, you know, confusion or questions you may have had, or, you know, provided additional information you did not have before. I can't speak today about silicones. And if nothing else, I hope you take away from this video the importance of looking up product ingredients, because again, that is so critical. It will help you, you know, to keep your hair healthy. You know, it'll help you to be more educated about what it is you're putting on your hair, and also to make more thoughtful decisions about what products you purchase, because you'll, you know, then have a better feel for what your hair likes and what it doesn't. rather than saying my hair likes this particular product, you'll actually know why it likes that product and what ingredients it's responding well to. So I hope you guys are having a great holiday season, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your support. Bye-bye.